is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy! Send it! Incoming! Put the money in the bag, man!
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by OmahaSteaks.com. Yeah, welcome to the Monday morning recap. Oh boy, we're close to the morning. Holy cow, dude. Usually I'll go into my bookie, but I was looking at the time.
Away, yeah.
Damn it, man. We were this close.
To be fair, the noon hour is basically morning for us.
I feel like it.
Spiritually, it is.
Is this morning on, West Coast? Mm-hmm. Everywhere else is. Okay, good. We actually made it in the morning for the first time. Pre-taped Friday show on Drinkin Bros podcast with Jack Carr. Excellent episode. Here to talk about his book, new book that comes out, Cry Havoc. And man, we just finished with him, so we were like, why not just crank this up early? As always, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. Bob, tell us about those rakebacks, because I'm going to need them after this weekend.
Yeah, me too. The rakebacks are sweet. If you are a longtime player with MyBookie, I don't even think that long, but if you are a regular customer with MyBookie, you're part of the MyBookie Plus rewards program, which essentially, like, when you get crushed on a weekend, like a weekend, say, where the Browns beat the Packers or something like that.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Buried.
Or maybe you took the Rams to cover and the Eagles decide to take a block field goal at the end of the game all the way back to the end zone.
That one kicked a lot of people in the ass. Now, that worked in favor for me.
Okay.
Because I needed it.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things where you hope and dream.
Yeah.
You're like, all I need is for this to happen, and this to happen, and this to happen.
Or if you had Auburn covering and they take a safety at the end of the game,
another
situation. There were a lot of bad beats this weekend.
So that was my Oklahoma was the heaviest I went. Well, we'll get to it, but Oklahoma was the heaviest I went in college football, and it was 6.5.
Yep.
That got me to 7.
Yep.
So I couldn't have been more amped, and so was the audience. And it was great.
But yeah, you will. They'll toss back their regular players some money after some bad losses, and they'll say, live a little. Mm-hmm. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, I had to chase the dragon last night on that Chiefs game. Chiefs still did not look great in that game, but I put a Ariana Grande on that thing to make up for the shit days I had, because it was just. I mean, we'll start with college football. There were some shockers here going on, and Clemson, man. That was not on my radar. I didn't feel good about it, so I didn't bet it at all.
That was too big. I thought Syracuse was going to cover for sure.
So I coached. I had 3 games that day, 2 football and a soccer, and I did not get to see one single play of that. What happened?
It was just the same thing, dude. Clemson's offense is bad, and they can't move the ball very well. Even though their success rate was actually not that bad, they just couldn't get it done, man. Like they are a fucking horribly coached team right now. That's all it really comes down to.
And is it Dabo Swinney?
Yeah, of course it is.
Just refusing to adapt to the NIL and the new world?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all these schools are able to plug holes, even with whether it's a lot of press always goes towards Alabama's blue chip transferred to
The
Ohio
flashy
State
guy.
or something like
flashy
that.
guy, yeah.
But that really, like, the strength of the NIL and the portal is plugging holes and getting depth where you can get depth and upgrading a position you already have that's maybe mediocre to good, maybe from a mid-major G5 type guy or just an played guy at a P4 program or something like that. It's sweet. It's sweet to get the awesome guys for sure, but there's way more to it. And Dabo just doesn't do that. He just doesn't do it. So he only has what he has every offseason and can only, I guess, plug his holes with freshmen.
I guess so. I mean, look, I was excited about it, and I said it during the pre-prediction show that we did in August with college, where this will be the first time we get to see if it actually works or not. If you take all seniors who would play together for 4 years, no transfers, no NIL bullshit, and see what happens, and all of us, in sports or talking about sports, had Clemson in the playoffs. It is week 4, and they're gone.
They're dead.
That's it. Season's over for those guys. So what do you do with Dabo, I guess, D'Anthony?
I mean, if I'm the athletic director, I tell him that he's going to behave as if he's in this new world or he's going to do what he's doing somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And that's the only options you have. I don't know if anybody from Alabama approached Saban about that or if he made the decision.
Saban made the decision on his own.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Of what?
You don't know that he's the one that made that decision.
For Nick Saban?
Yep.
Yeah. He actually talked about it.
I'm sure he did, but that doesn't mean it's true, right? Doesn't mean shit. I'm just saying you don't know that for sure. He could have been pushed out, and because Belichick was as well in New England, they let him know that it was over. That's why he left.
They did, but Saban did adjust. Saban, in my opinion, by the way, adjusted very well. Because he was very...
Now, he adjusted to the style of play, but not the NIL shit. He left because of that.
Yeah, and I think the portal he was fine with, too, even though it drove him insane. But once schools were able to come to Alabama, and he had to re-recruit his guys every year, and, I think the money is what pissed him off. And maybe he said, I don't want to play this game, and Alabama was like, well, you don't have a fucking choice.
I don't know how the conversation happened, but it was the right move for everybody involved. And if Dabo doesn't want to live in this new world, I don't think Dabo's that good of a coach, frankly. I think he benefited from having two
generational,
at least college quarterbacks. Deshaun
yeah.
Watson was also good in the NFL for a while. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence is okay.
He was terrible. I watched that game yesterday.
He's okay.
They won, baby.
He's good enough to be a quarterback in the NFL.
100%.
Because there's only 15 ones that can win.
Yes.
And he's one that can keep the lights on. That's just how it is, right? So he's going to get paid.
He's only like 18th best in the world at his job.
Yeah. Which makes me hate him. right. Which is fucking completely irrational. But it is funny. But anyways, I don't think Dabo's ever been that good of a coach. I think Clemson had some really great offensive weapons, Watson and D-Hop and shit like that, and then obviously Trevor Lawrence and the guys that he played with. But the defense is what helped them win those 2 championships as well.
With Venables.
And that was Venables, right? I think that Dabo is like the most overrated coach of all time. He's probably the worst college football coach ever to win 2 titles. And
to win 2, I would think you might be right. I was there's been some bad ones.
No, to win one off's one thing.
Yeah.
To win 2 titles, he, in my opinion, by far the worst to ever do it. And I think we're seeing it now. And it's not just about the coaching or anything. It's about the intransigence. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fucking – the game is the game, right? And if it changes, you got to play that game or fuck off.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. And then, by the way, speaking of the portal, this happened – over the weekend. The NCAA is getting rid of the spring transfer window. So that transfer window that happens between the end of the season and the bowl games is out.
Interesting.
They're only going to have one transfer window and it's going to be in the offseason, which is the way it fucking should have been the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? So now the teams that are, and this is, it does kind of take some of the competitive advantage away because the teams who are carrying guys into the next season who are in playoffs and top-level bowl games don't have to move those guys, or those guys who are the second-string dudes who might get an opportunity to start the next year don't necessarily have to make that decision right then.
Right.
So you can see if person X declares for the draft and leaves, and then you can decide if you want to go to a different university or not, which is the way it fucking should have been the whole time. It's retarded that they were doing it that way.
I know. I think it was actually Ohio State versus Missouri was the game where the quarterback left. He had to get into the portal.
McCord, right?
Yeah. He had to get into the portal after the conversation with his father, and they had to go in the office and all that other stuff. And it's like, Dude, I hated all that shit. So that's nice. Did that just happen over the weekend, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they announced it. I saw it on ESPN this weekend. So, I mean, that's a good thing. I know that I understand the reason for it is so they can get enrolled and shit. Can we stop pretending these guys are students?
Or going to school.
Yeah, it's like that's not nobody cares about that.
No.
They're in school.
Yeah, they're making you.
Football is the school, honestly.
And they're all online. By the way, all of them are online classes because a lot of them complain they're too famous to go to class.
Dude, that's a thing with normal students.
I know.
Like a lot of the normal college kids, half their classes are online.
Yeah.
Let alone the fucking athletes.
It's an option if you want it. And
if you wonder how these guys graduate in 3 years.
Yes.
Like, wow, he must be really smart. No, he just fucking took online classes.
But with Clemson, Dabo's statement was, look, if you guys are tired of winning, all I've done is win 8 out of the last 10 years, conference titles and all that other stuff.
He's not wrong. He took their program to the highest level it's ever been. I'm curious. I don't know off the top of my head, but Clemson's not a big school. Like, South Carolina's not a big state. I do wonder about, like, what their resources are to even compete in the NIL era compared to other blue blood and maybe just schools that you don't think about that have a lot of money, like an SMU or like Indiana, right? Now you don't think of it as a football school, but that university almost certainly has more money than and alumni-wise than
Mark
Clemson
Cuban
does.
went to Indiana.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have money and shit. Interestingly enough, we did some neighbors that asked for some hard AF for the Indiana game. And I said, yeah, I'll give it to you. I was like, is there real fans? And they were like, yeah, we got like 15 people coming over.
It's a basketball blue blood. They have a serious college football or serious college sports fan base.
Yes. Oh, it's massive, yeah.
All you need to do is just start being good in another sport, and they'll come over to that. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, Kentucky fans, for what it's worth, when their football teams were doing okay, it's another coach that probably needs to go, Stoops. They started to show out for football because the fan base is there.
It's
just for the other sport, but they love the school, so they'll come out for anything.
But yeah, the new top 25 just came out here. I'll read off the rankings, and then we'll go through the games. Ohio State's in at 1. Miami's at 2. I believe this is their highest ranking since 2002.
Gotta be close. I mean, I'm sure they might have been in the top 5 after that, just as at being a name, but
maybe I honestly can't remember it.
Mark Richt won 10 games there, 6 or 7 years ago. They might have been ranked pretty high.
Oh, after he got chucked out of Georgia?
Yeah. So that might have been another time they were top 5. But yeah, I mean, this is the best Miami team since 2002, probably.
Oh yeah, 100%. Penn State's in at 3, LSU at 4, Georgia at 5, Oregon at 6. So we'll be there for the whiteout game. By the way, in Drinkin' Bros Sports, I've already dropped the pin for everybody. And let you know where you're at. Come and find us. Free Hard AF Seltzer and free Omaha Steaks. Talk to Ron Zimmich, who's running that. It's going to be a blast. So you guys have that information in Drinkin' Bros Sports. I also posted it in Drinkin' Bros Pennsylvania. So you guys can come out to that. On Saturday, it's going to get started at 1 o'clock. It's a night game, but it's going to be beautiful that day. And everybody's going to be partying. They're going to put on the afternoon game. So it's a great place to come and hang out for the day, even if you're not going to the game. Oklahoma's in at 7. Florida State is at 8. Texas A&M. It's creeped into the top 10, man. It's been a long time for those guys. And then Texas rounds it out there at number 10, followed by Indiana. So, yeah, we'll go back to the games over the weekend. Like I mentioned earlier, I coached the entire fucking day. All games were back to back. So I didn't get to see anything until really the night games, to be honest with you. But let's go over some of the biggest shockers, because when I got home, I think it was halftime of this Miami-Florida game.
Yeah.
It was 13-0 at halftime. Florida looks lifeless.
Defense is great.
Defense is great. I don't know what they're going to do with this quarterback. I mean, you got to get him out of there, because their defense held Carson Beck to 17 of 30 for 160 yards and a pick. Defense clearly ain't the problem down there.
No, it's Napier. It's Napier calling plays. It's all that. I don't even know how much it's Legway's fault, to be honest. Like, it starts with Napier being just. You can't have your head coach calling plays. Say this every fucking week, but Napier's just a bad coach at this point, and I guess he doesn't even touch the defense, so they're still good, because Florida has dudes.
Yeah,
and this is what happens when you have dudes and you have a shitty coach.
There shouldn't be an offensive problem ever in Florida. Or ever in Florida State. Those two places specifically, because if you can't find wide receivers in Florida, then you can't find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that. That's a dumb problem to have.
Or even worse, if you find them and then can't get them open.
Yeah.
Like
either
what
way,
the fuck?
Well, if you find them and you can't get them open, then that's a really bad coaching job, right? And yeah, it's silly. Florida State didn't have that problem.
But the talent in the state of Florida for high school football is clearly there. It has been for my entire life, for Christ's sakes. So, yeah, dude, it's nuts. Let me ask you this. After watching this game, do you believe in Miami as the second best team in the nation, and do you think they can win a national championship?
No, they're not the second best team.
I don't think so either.
Probably
I mean,
second best resume.
Yeah, I don't think they can beat Ohio State. I don't think anybody in college football can beat Ohio State.
I don't either, and I wish I would have picked them now. But
I don't know that
Oregon is the mystery to me because we haven't seen them in real life.
We'll see
That'll
this weekend.
change on Saturday.
We'll see this weekend about Oregon and Penn State to see if Penn State can actually score points and if Oregon can win a game without scoring 40.
Right, because their defense for Penn State is still incredible.
And Oregon's defense usually is pretty good. We'll see how it gets put on display, but I don't think Miami can beat Georgia, honestly.
No.
I would. One thing I would love to see is Miami versus Tennessee. I hope there's at least a playoff game that's because it's going to be like 60 to 65.
Yeah, that'd be a fun
and it's going to be fucking fun. That'll be one of the funnest games of the year if that materializes in the playoffs, which this year a decent chance that happens, right?
Yeah.
So really looking forward to maybe something like that happening. We'll see about Oregon. They looked good against Oregon State, but Oregon State is fucking terrible.
But this is the first real test. It'll happen this weekend, and it'll happen in one of the most hostile environments there is. A whiteout game at Penn State is fucking crazy to be in. You can barely hear the guy next to you. Dan and I have been to 6 or 7 over the years, and that is a massive test. You come in and win there at their whiteout game, then it's a real fucking team.
If they go into Penn State and win, they're the number 2 team. They might be number 1 after that. Depending on what Ohio State does this week.
Well, Ohio State's resume is only Texas, and let's face it, Texas isn't great. Like, they don't look great, at least. I know they beat Sam Houston over the weekend.
They're retaining their ranking, but
that's coming to an end soon here. Because don't they play Georgia in like 2 weeks?
They play Georgia in like 4 5 weeks maybe, but they have to go to the Swamp. And I'm interested to see how Arch does against that Florida defense. Now, is Florida going to score on Texas? Probably not. But
take the under.
They also have to play Oklahoma soon, which I don't think.
Oh shit!
I don't think Oklahoma is as good as people think they are. I mean, Auburn is not. Auburn's okay, but they beat up on bad teams and they held Oklahoma to 24 within a touchdown. I don't think Oklahoma is blowing anybody up this year.
I just saw Auburn and I was front row at Auburn, and I said the same thing last week on the show. It's not a very good team. You're right, and for them to only win by 7, I thought it was going to be a blowout. I really did.
Yeah. Same.
So I don't know how I feel about Oklahoma. I'm looking at Miami's schedule here. Here's where shit gets really interesting. 2 weeks. Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That could be a fucking 50-50 game too.
Who would you take? I'd take Florida State.
Where is it? It's
No,
at Florida State, right?
Yeah, it's at Florida State.
Probably lean Florida State slightly there, but I mean they're pretty even right now. Florida State probably has the best win between the two of them. I don't think Miami's beaten anyone who's as good as Alabama, even though Alabama's not who Alabama used to be. But that's a dead even game. I mean, I would just lean home team, but that's a completely even game.
Yeah, and then look, if they get through that, that's it. I mean, you could have a rematch in the ACC championship with the two of these guys.
Georgia Tech misses both of them, I think.
Oh, do they really?
And if Georgia Tech rolls, then whoever loses this game would not be in
that
the
actually
ACC
might help them more.
Yeah, I agree.
Not having to play an extra game.
Georgia Tech is going to be undefeated and lose, at worst, the conference championship game, and they're going to be in the playoff.
The only for sure loss, not for sure, but they do have to play Georgia at the end of the year. That doesn't count for the conference, though.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a 10-2 team if they lose the conference championship with one conference loss, and they should be in the playoff.
Yeah, they'd be 11-2.
By the way,
11-2. Yeah.
So that would be 3 ACC teams in.
I think it's a 3-bid league just because the way Georgia's Tech schedule shakes out.
Tech, Florida State, and Miami would all be in from the ACC. That's going to eat up out of 12 teams. Knowing that going in, that's gonna.
Well,
either going to move somebody out of the Big Ten or the SEC.
And it looks like, Tech's in the driver's seat anyways. Texas Tech for the Big 12 now. they've got to. I mean, honestly, I think they would have to lose one specifically to Utah, and then badly to get bumped out of there. I guess the conference championship winner wins no matter what.
Yes,
though, right?
yeah, they get in no matter what.
So that kind of sucks for them, but they're in the driver's seat right now. That'll be interesting. But the at-large team, TBD, it isn't. There's not a clear front runner like Boise State, like there was last year, in my opinion. But the other good news for the ACC is that the tier 2 teams in the SEC are all playing each other this year, and they're gonna fuck each other up.
Yeah.
Like the Alabama schedule, for example, they're kind of a tier 2 SEC school team or SEC team right now.
Next week,
Georgia's clearly the top, but Alabama plays everybody.
But so next week Alabama plays Georgia. I believe.
Yeah, Alabama goes. This is Alabama's next 3 games. It's I think at Georgia, Vandy, at Missouri.
Boy, that's
and those are the winnable games. The latter
right.
The latter two.
Right.
Some of them on their schedule are going to be fucking tough. So, but this is the case for the level 2 SEC teams. Like I think LSU and Georgia are probably at the top right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But all the other guys. I mean, there's a bunch of good teams. Tennessee's probably level 2 because they just don't play any defense, right? And they're gonna get hammered by somebody here soon. But Tennessee, Alabama, so on. They all are playing each other this year. So they're going to have 2-3 losses each. And then Indiana is going to have 2. Georgia Tech is going to have 2, maybe 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what do you do? Big Ten and ACC are benefiting a lot from this fucked up schedule.
Yeah.
And it might continue. Next year is going to be different because there's going to be 16 teams in the playoff, so it'll be different, right?
Yeah.
But the SEC they announced this, I think, today, that it's a 9-game SEC schedule coming
starting
up.
next year.
Starting next year.
And they still are required to schedule an out-of-conference P4 every year.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like you've got to play somebody decent, right, to make your university money mostly, right? That's what they want to do.
Yeah, they modeled it after the Big Ten.
Yeah. So you got to play somebody good plus all 9 games in the SEC, no matter who the team is a fucking problem. 9 out of your 10 or 11 games that you play has to be against somebody in the SEC. You don't get to. Alabama did this a long time. There are at least 2 FCS for a very long time. 2 FCS games on their schedule.
The Citadel was always on their schedule.
Yeah, or like Clemson played Furman every year, right?
Yeah,
that shit's over.
It
to some degree, right?
It has to.
So it's going to be really interesting moving forward. Again, there'll be more teams. There'll be 4 more slots next year. So maybe it's a wash. But the SEC more than any other conference is just beating the Christ out of themselves right now, and that's just how it is when you're good, I guess.
It is, and we did some Hard AF stuff with Sam Houston over the weekend because they were in town and they had asked, and it was a listener for the show, and I said, we'll give you a few cases to go and tailgate. I go, how do you feel about the game today? And he goes, well, I feel like we're getting $1.5 million just to show up, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right, well, at least you're honest about it. And he goes,
That's what they're there for.
Yeah, it's what they're there for. Now, one of those spots, since we all think 3 ACC teams are in, we'll take out a Big Ten team or an SEC team, and that'll lead us to Illinois versus Indiana here. What do you do with Illinois after they got blown out by 53 fucking points, man?
They're out.
Have to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to lose at least one more game, which is against Ohio State. So that's a 2-loss team right there. And honestly, I don't know how many of you guys stayed up for the USC Michigan State game, but USC looks pretty good.
I know. They're starting to turn it around. I'm not going to go full bone on them yet, but they are starting to turn it around. And they play USC this weekend.
Yep.
So that could knock them out, and then that's it, maybe. And then Ohio State's 2 weeks after that.
I think the SEC might end up with 2 or 3 teams in.
Who?
I'm telling you. Here's why I think that.
Who do you think they are?
So I don't know yet. But Vanderbilt played an FCS school, Georgia Southern.
Georgia State.
Yeah, and put up 70. Hanging 70 on an FCS school is what top 10 teams do. Mm-hmm. That's not what a fucking 19th or 25th ranked team does. It's what a top 10 team does. I'm not saying that Vandy is a top 10 team, but they're doing top 10 team shit. And Alabama's got to play them. LSU's got to play them. Missouri, Texas, Tennessee all have to still play Vandy this year.
That is their next 4 games in a row, by the way.
Well, no, Tennessee's the last game of the year, but the next 4.
Alabama, LSU, Missouri, and Texas are Vandy's next 4.
No, they
games.
have Utah State this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
But then after that, it's at Alabama, LSU, Missouri, at Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to fuck up. They're going to beat one of those teams. There might be two of those.
It might be
teams.
two of those teams.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
I don't love having to go to Vandy.
No, that throws a huge fucking wrench. And I could see LSU losing to them. I could see Alabama losing to them. I could see them winning any of these games.
Same.
The way they've been playing.
100%.
I don't know about all of them because there's
That's
something
tough.
of like consistency, but that throws a huge wrench into the SEC because these teams like Texas is going to lose 3 or 4 games now.
Yeah, I don't
You know what I
think
mean?
Texas
They're
is
ranked
even-
10th right now, but they're going to lose a
It's
couple
coming.
more games.
It's coming.
And they're going to be out of the fucking playoff.
I don't think Texas is a playoff
No.
contender. I think there's probably like 5 or 6 contenders right now in the SEC,
Mm-hmm.
and it might end up being 3 because there's so many 9-3 teams in the SEC.
Yeah, because Alabama's going to lose 3 probably, right? I mean, you've seen their schedule; it's fucked. If they don't lose 3 games, they belong. They should get a bye at that point, just based on that. You know what I mean? But Georgia for sure is going to be in the playoff, and their schedule is not as bad as some of these other teams. I think LSU's got a bit of an inside track right now.
I can't tell.
but we'll see.
I can't
They're
tell.
very inconsistent, so we'll see. You know what I mean?
Like right now, Ole Miss is at the top of the SEC. Do I think that'll last? No. But you get Ole Miss, LSU, Missouri, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Mississippi State is 4-0 somehow.
Yeah.
I don't really know how.
They're dogs at home against Tennessee this week. I mean, they beat Arizona State. They haven't played anybody else other than Arizona State, but they beat Arizona State at home, which is no bullshit.
But then Texas A&M,
Yep.
Texas, Alabama, Auburn. I mean, Tennessee though is a very good football team.
Yeah, they are, but they don't play defense, so they won't last. They're going to lose a couple of games that they probably should win in the last half of the game because of defense. Ole Miss has to play LSU this week, Washington State next week, which is not a real team anymore, but then at Georgia, at Oklahoma after that. So Ole Miss is going to be a 3. I mean, and then they got to play. I don't think South Carolina's good.
No, they're not.
But they got to play Florida. It's at home, but Florida's defense is good. All they have to do is score a little bit.
Figure
Right?
something out.
Figure out a couple of scores in that game, and they can lose that game too. So
I mean, Florida.
you're looking at maybe only a 2 or 3 loss Ole Miss team, which is going to cause problems.
Yeah,
because a lot of these other teams are going to lose 2 games.
I think
or 3.
any 2-loss SEC team gets in. Any SEC team that's 10-2 or better is getting in. That's only going to end up being. I mean, at absolute max, that would be 5 teams, but it's probably 4 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, 10-2
LSU,
or better.
It's not looking like LSU's got to play Ole Miss at Ole Miss this week. South Carolina, then they got at Vandy. They play A&M. They're probably going to lose A&M, to be honest. I think A&M's better. At Alabama, which is always tough for LSU, no matter what the circumstances are. But Alabama's offense is fucking crazy. And then at Oklahoma to end the season. None of these teams, LSU is positioned well right now. I think they're good because they're good. They're not great necessarily anywhere, but they're good everywhere this year, which is it's been a problem for them. They were great on offense for a couple of years, no defense, which is what Tennessee is as well right now.
And now their defense is good, but their offense is inconsistent.
It's just inconsistent, though. It's
Yeah.
not bad. It's just inconsistent, and that could get tuned up. I think they've got a pretty good coach. He can win a title, right?
Which one?
Brian Kelly.
Brian
No,
Kelly.
I don't think so.
And
That's
I
just-
think-
every week I say it. Dumber people have done it at LSU.
they have. But
Yeah, I think they
just-
can win. Georgia, on the other hand, Georgia plays. They have at Auburn, which is a fucking.
They'll win that.
You got to win that game. They play Alabama this weekend,
Yeah.
which is a tough game. But
And it's on at the same
but it's
time
in
as the whiteout game.
Yeah, but it's in Athens.
Yes.
So
And
advantage Georgia.
A revenge spot.
Yeah,
as well.
revenge spot, yeah. They have to go at Auburn, which is not – I mean, even when Auburn's bad, that can be a tricky game for certain teams.
The
right?
stadium is
Yeah.
massive and rad and awesome. So, yeah, it's
They play Ole Miss, which is a winnable game for them. They play Texas, which I think they'll win. Georgia Tech to close out the season, irrelevant for most.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an irrelevant game. It'll be a great fucking game to watch. And
Which one?
Georgia Tech at Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that's a neutral site game, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it in
It's usually the
Mercedes-Benz?
Mercedes-Benz, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so either way, I mean, technically that's a home game for Georgia Tech, but Georgia is in the playoff. And if they just have to handle business. LSU's got a good inside track, I think. Ole Miss has a good inside track, I think, right? Because their schedule loosens up a little bit as time goes on. They're probably a 2, at worst case, 3-loss team if they get into the conference championship. So none of us picked Ole Miss to be in the fucking playoff. They're going to be in probably unless they completely butt-fuck this.
They always do. At the end of the year, they lose 2 bad
They find a
games
way.
for
Yeah,
they
no
find a way to
reason
lose, yeah.
whatsoever, and it's always the end of the year. So how many teams from the SEC get in, you think?
I think Ole Miss will probably get in, to be honest, because it's just like they've got the easiest path right now. Alabama, it's going to be tough. They play everybody. LSU's got a little bit easier schedule than Alabama, and they're a little bit better of a team, I think.
I think Alabama loses this weekend, by the way.
To Georgia? Yeah. Probably, yeah.
It's a tough place to play at night.
Oklahoma is another one. Oklahoma's got this weekend, or not this weekend, next weekend. No, it's 2 weekends from now because they got to bye this weekend. 2 weekends from now, they play Texas. I think they win that game.
So do I.
Red River, they're going to win that. Then they're top 10 after that. But then they got to play Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU to close out their season.
I don't think they make it.
I don't know. I mean, somebody's got to make it.
I know.
Somebody's got to win these games, and then A&M has they've got to play Auburn at home this weekend, which is a fucking you better show up. Don't overlook them because they'll beat you. They held fucking. They came within a touchdown last weekend.
And some bad calls.
Yeah.
Some horrible calls.
Let me ask you.
Then they got to play Florida, whose defense is great, by the way, and you can fuck up and lose that game. And then they got at LSU, at Missouri, and they close out at Texas. So nobody's got an easy path. I just think Georgia's probably got the easiest.
But you got four SEC teams?
I think so, yeah.
I think Georgia, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and LSU, probably. And I thought at the beginning of the season, I thought Alabama because I thought the defense was better than what it was. The offense is quite a bit better than their defense there. And I just like in the SEC when you're playing tough games like that and your defense isn't elite, you can lose one on accident sometimes.
Ty Simpson's getting better. His accuracy's getting better and all that stuff.
On offense, I have no problem with them. But if you don't have this is why I don't even include Tennessee in the conversation because those close games, you might pull one or two out, but you're going to lose some late games because of your defense getting exposed, especially if they're shootout games. You know what I mean? Maybe it ends up being 5 teams. I don't think so.
It's probably 4. It's probably 4. And actually, I do think a 3-loss team would get in.
Because knowing the ACC is going to have 3.
Yeah.
Right? So that would give us 7 out of the 12. And then how many at-large bids?
1.
Well, there's the G5 bid, but obviously there's only, 4 auto bids? 5 auto bids, sorry. The G5 plus the 4 conferences, and then 7 other schools.
Yeah. Okay.
So you would get 2 from the ACC, probably.
It's going to get tricky.
So now you've got, 3 other spots?
3 spots. Well, you've got 2 from the SEC, and you have 4 additional spots available between the SEC and Big Ten.
Well, I'm looking at it. So
not including the conference winner, obviously, right? So you're talking about Ohio State winning the conference, or Oregon or Penn State, and then 2 other ones. But what about Indiana?
I know.
And what about whomever it is that's the 4th place team in the SEC? Alabama or LSU or Ole Miss or whomever it happens to be. A&M is also there. Oklahoma's there. I don't know, man.
I think if there's a 10-2 SEC team and a 10-2 Indiana team, I have to imagine the Indiana team gets bumped.
I would hope so. I don't want to see that again.
A 9-3 Alabama with their schedule should beat Indiana, unless Indiana beats Oregon or Penn State.
Right.
If they beat one of those 2 teams, it's over.
I agree, and I think.
But there's no fucking way that's happening. Right?
Well, but I mean, looking at USC, who's even gotten better here, they've got Illinois, Michigan, and then Notre Dame back to back here coming up.
Notre Dame's not that good.
No, but that could knock Notre Dame out at least.
I think
Notre Dame is
deal with that anymore.
Notre Dame is not going to be in the playoff.
I think Notre Dame's cooked.
Everybody thinks they're going to go 10-2 and piss off everybody.
They have one good team left on their schedule, which is
USC.
USC. So if they,
that is a must-win game. If they win though, at 10-2, are they in?
It's for maybe seriously maybe
because the ratings. How do you leave them out? Like here would be the argument I think for me because I agree with you guys on Indiana. I don't want to see that dog shit team in there. Notre Dame, I don't want to see them either. However, I know that their thinking process is the ratings, and they're going to say, "Hey guys, we got to slide in Notre Dame somewhere. They're an independent, and they're going to give the same bullshit that they give every year." Where I agree, I would rather see a 3-loss Alabama team in there over that because we just saw this last year, and Indiana didn't show up to that fucking playoff game, and it could have been Alabama. Alabama versus Notre Dame would have been a way better fucking game than that. So. Yeah, dude, it's going to get really fucking interesting because you're looking at the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten's got 3.
3, no question.
3, no question.
And the SEC will
iffy one here is either USC or Michigan, but that'll shake itself out because they're all playing against each other.
Yeah.
So
I think both the SEC and the Big Ten are 3, no question, because you'll get both conference championship game participants plus the best one that didn't make it. Almost certainly.
Now, I would have a hard time putting a 4th Big Ten team in there.
It depends.
I mean, who would it be?
Indiana.
That would be the only one. But I mean, look, they're doing the same thing this year that they did last year. They beat bad teams and then can't beat a good one, right? They beat 2 teams by like fucking 50 or more last year, or 3, maybe it was 3 times. I don't remember. But when they played good teams, like they played Ohio State and they lost by 16 or something like that. I don't remember what it was. 19. I think it was 19. No. They've got to either keep the game against Penn State or Oregon super close or fucking win one. If they keep it within a field goal in either one of those games, I think they've got an argument even then with 2 losses.
That's going to eat up a spot, though, out of the SEC.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the SEC, it's going to go, I'm telling you, next year, and maybe the reason they waited to do this and expand or do the 9-team SEC schedule is because of the expansion.
100%.
Next year, it's 16 teams, and then this debate is over.
Yeah. Well, sort of, though, right? Because even next year with 16 slots available, hang on, let me look at this thing. You still, let's just say all these teams are as good next year as they are this year. That's not going to be true, but let's just say they are. With 16 teams, you still have Ole Miss, LSU, Oklahoma, Georgia, A&M, Texas, Alabama, Tennessee as like teams that are fucking good enough to be in a playoff. That's too many teams. Somebody's still going to be out for the SEC. Yeah. And also they're going to beat the Christ out of each other just like they're doing. And it's going to be worse. There might be like 4 loss teams that are top 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then then what do you do? We got breaking news on that front right now. So the SEC is set on Tuesday, tomorrow, to release its new 9-game schedule for 2026, which will feature a complete overhaul on how the schedule traditionally works. The slate is going to feature 3 annual opponents for the next 4 seasons.
Which they announced today.
They did. Yeah, wait, that's right. It's right now.
Yeah.
So a home and home against who? Like who would that be?
So they announced every school's 3 traditional rivals. So
Here it is. Alabama. All right, so Alabama will do Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. Yeah. I don't know where the Mississippi State comes in.
I mean, that's good news for Alabama.
It is.
Because 2 of those teams suck.
But you'd rather see Georgia in that slot. I like the Alabama-Georgia rivalry.
Or LSU. That's a huge rivalry. They did this on purpose because a lot of these schools would get fucked because their traditional rivals are all other blue bloods in the SEC, whereas, like, who is South Carolina's rivals? Right, in the SEC, they could get anybody. Missouri too. For that,
I was going to say, I was just about to ask you, what is the significance of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M?
So Oklahoma makes sense. We go all the way back to the Big 8, like pre-Big 12. We've been playing Oklahoma for 80 years, right? Yeah, so that makes sense. Arkansas, geographic rival, probably our biggest rival in the SEC. We didn't really have a third, so they just gave us the other old Big 12 team.
A&M?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Looking at the rest of this here,
the only team that actually got all 3 of their rivals was Texas, because they got Arkansas, A&M, and OU.
And OU, yeah. I'm looking at Georgia; they got the easiest one. Well, yeah, I get Auburn, Florida, and South Carolina.
Which
Florida's going to be good next year.
You hope they got to get in a coach.
A coach and a quarterback. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Lagway might be good.
He might go to the NFL, right? Or
he's a sophomore.
I mean,
I don't know if he's a redshirt sophomore.
Okay. Even if he is, he's not giving himself the kind of season you leave college for.
One would think, right? Yeah. One would think. All right, while you're looking that up, we've got some sponsors that put this show on the air. First and foremost, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today. I don't have the new Airtable password, by the way. Okay. So let me know who else is on the slate today. But
just Omaha Steaks, baby.
Is it really great? All of our spreads and predictions, the Monday night game tonight, all of it is coming from mybookie.com. As we talked about earlier with the rakebacks, if you lose, you're going to get some money back. I did. Man, I had an awful weekend. That Chiefs thing was the only thing that fucking remotely saved any part of this weekend for me. And then Oklahoma, that safety cover was great. And that Eagles cover was great, but there was a lot of luck involved this weekend to even get me back to fucking 40% or 35 or whatever the fuck it was, man. It was a bad weekend.
I did well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man, I just put too much stock into Michigan, Nebraska. I thought Nebraska at home was going to be able to pull that off. The spread was 2. They were getting 2.
Yeah.
And they lost by 3,
Yep.
which was a heartbreaker. But yeah.
Not back.
Well,
I heard on Bussin' with the Boys because we had a meeting with those guys. One of them has to shave their head on Thursday, I believe I was told.
For Nebraska losing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because one went to Michigan, the other one went to Nebraska. And so
Wait,
clean bald. By the way.
Isn't Will
Compton.
Doesn't he already shave his head?
No,
or he keeps it buzzed
clean
sometimes.
bald.
Yeah,
Somebody's going clean bald. I forget which one it is.
That's fine. It'll grow back.
Yeah.
I was 5-2 in the. I am rather 5-2 in the NFL so far. And then we got Lions at Ravens tonight, which is going to be a really fun game to watch.
I cannot.
If you're a fucking football fan and you don't like this game, then there's something wrong with you.
Then you're not a football fan.
Yeah,
like an NFL fan at least. I agree. I cannot wait for this game. Spreads all up and down. What is it at right now?
4, I think.
Okay.
Let's hold on. Where to go? Well, it's 4.5 on ESPN. Let me check my bookie.
Yeah.
4.5 for the Ravens right now.
Ravens are getting minus 4.5 at home.
Yeah, let's see. Let me check my bookie right quick. Yeah, same. It's minus 4.5. If you believe in the Lions, I think the Lions can win this game, to be honest, because the Lions are a good team. The Ravens are playing better right now, but that shit changes week to week. And if you're confident in that, it's plus 186 money line for the Lions. If you're a fucking Detroit fan and you want to put some skin on this.
Yep.
It's almost 2-1 odds, which in an NFL game that's pretty good for a top level matchup.
I agree, and they looked great last week, by the way.
Also, the over under is 54, which is very tempting because that's. I mean, you could definitely see a 28-26 game. That's 28-26 would be 54. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would push obviously, but like that, I could definitely see that in this game.
Yeah, and we'll get to it right after the rest of these sponsors here. So go to mybookie.com, enter that promo code Drinkin' Bros to double that first deposit, all the way up to $1,000. Got a lot of comments in Drinkin' Bros Sports about these teasers, and yeah, they're real, man. You can tease it up from if you do 3 teams, 10 points. 4 teams is 13 points. You can tease up these spreads, which helped out a lot. And then 6, 6.5, and 7. I'll do a traditional teaser tonight that I always do on these Monday shows and Thursday shows because I want to watch the whole thing. Next up is OmahaSteaks.com. From handcrafted steaks to delicious fall favorites, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience from USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, and big deli-style franks. And now, the Red Hot Sale event, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. Love these guys. Just got delivered to the house on Friday. Tore through. The hot dogs, the burgers, the kids destroyed it, all that other stuff. And it will be at the tailgate at the Whiteout game on Saturday. I'll be hanging out fucking all afternoon, dude. Nothing to do but enjoy beautiful weather out there. And if you have not been to a Penn State tailgating experience, it's phenomenal, dude. Big fan of that school. So come on out, have some Omaha Steaks, some Hard AF Seltzer, and get fired up for that fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during the Red Hot Sale event, an extra $35 off. Promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. It's 50% off at omahasteaks.com. Extra $35 off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. See their delicious site for details. Next up, we got drinkinbrostickets.com. If you want tickets to any of these events, you can get them on drinkinbrostickets.com. Comedy, everything else. Some of my neighbors, we got them Benson Boone tickets the other night. And
hot.
I know.
It's a hot ticket.
Well, they got girls.
Yeah.
They got girls in middle school.
He's a heartthrob.
He sure is. His stage was shaped like a penis.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So
I mean, he looks like an 80s porn star.
He's doing all the things, man. They sent me some videos like of him flipping around the stage.
Yeah, he's like a fucking acrobat.
He's an acrobat.
Yeah.
And so all those tickets are up there. Concerts, sports, everything. Obviously, these whiteout tickets are going to be expensive. But Dan and I are giving away 4 tickets to the USC-Illinois game, which is a ranked matchup at home at Illinois. We'll post that up in Drinkin' Bros Illinois group here in a little bit. But anything across the board, motocross, all the other shits, Obviously, the Georgia-Alabama ticket's going to be expensive this weekend. Penn State-Oregon's going to be expensive. Everything else is relatively cheap, man. So if you just want to get out of the house with the family, take the kids to go see a game or a concert, whatever it is, dude. You can get all of it there, and it's about $10 cheaper than StubHub. Last but not least is hardafseltzer.com. Really want to promote those Circle Ks down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on campus there. It's University of Alabama and Auburn University. All those Circle Ks. We have a test run with them through the end of October. If they go well, we pick up the entire Southeast. That is a massive, massive deal for us. And obviously, we've got over 4,000 listeners who are invested in the company at wefunder.com. So go out there, buy these cases out over and over and over again. All they want to see is the numbers for the next 6 weeks, and then they'll pick us up everywhere else. Tall Boys, we're already sold out in 48 hours at HEB. Shout out to HEB for being restocked over here. By the time I went there this morning, and those Tall Boys are going fast, including at the USA to Go up there in Michigan. My God, man, these things are a fucking revelation. We will be bringing them to the Penn State game. The new cans are out with the actual logo on the cans there, so you'll be able to try them and drink them with us this weekend. But please go in and sell out those stores. And then we are restocked in Albertsons through the whole state of Idaho and Montana. So every single Albertsons is stocked with Hard AF Seltzer. If you're looking for a location nearest you, go to hardafseltzer.com, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and it'll take you to the closest location nearest you. Let's get to tonight's game. Ravens at home, -4.5. D'Anthony, who you got?
Well, first of all, I already took the over when it was 52.5. Now it's 54.5, and I'm thinking about doing it again. Because I think this is like a 30 to 28 game or some shit like that.
Could be.
I think it's going to be closer than 4.5, though. So I'm probably going to go Lions plus 4.5. And I might also sprinkle the Lions money line on this. I'm telling you,
I'm really torn on this game.
It's early in the season. The Ravens usually handle business early in the season. It's the back third of the season where they start losing weird games. Typically,
both teams are 1-1.
Yeah.
53.5 is the over here.
Well, the Lions week 1, and it wasn't all because of the Packers. They just had a bad offensive week. They were out of sync.
New coaches,
new coordinators, and also it's week 1 and nobody plays in the preseason, so that was their preseason warm-up game. Mm-hmm. They fucking destroyed the Bears.
Yes.
The Bears defense is not terrible, but they lit their ass the fuck up.
Dude.
Detroit's going to score a fuckload of points tonight, I think.
Goff has
6-1. Yeah. I think Detroit scores 30 points tonight. And that doesn't mean that Baltimore doesn't score 38.
I know.
You know what I mean? So I'm leaning heavy on that over. I already took it at 52.5. I'm going to take it again at 54.5.
Gotcha.
Because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, I understand.
Where's your God now? All that stuff. I just think this is going to be a high-scoring game. But who wins? I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a field goal game, though. I really feel like it is. So I'm going to take the Lions plus 4.5.
A lot of these games in the NFL are coming down to a last-second field goal, including in Cleveland, which we'll get to in a minute here, that 55-yarder.
Well, 4.5 is the average decision of an NFL game. 4.5 points, right?
I think 4.1. So that the kicking is getting more and more important as these guys are kicking fucking. I know we've said it ad nauseum here, but a 55 is a gimme now.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing to these guys. And even Flacco, I know he doesn't have any emotion anyways. He didn't fucking get up off the bench. He was like, no, this is going in from 55.
He's just clocking in at this point.
Yeah. Who do you got tonight in this one?
I kind of feel safe about the Ravens -4.5. I think the over for sure, but I think the Ravens are going to win pretty comfortably. It's just like the Lions will also score a lot of points. They'll score enough.
I am going to, I always do these teasers on Monday night games. So I'm going to tease this up and take the Lions plus 11.5, and I'm going to tease the over down to 46.5. And that way I can enjoy the whole game, watch the whole game. If the Lions lose by 11.5, that would be fucking insane to me tonight.
Dude, the Ravens are
good.
Ravens offense is on fire right now.
Good,
yeah. They lost week 1, but they've scored 40 points in both games this year.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers has had an excellent start to the season, by the way. Fucking 14 receptions, 218 yards, and a tutty.
And I mean, the Lions defense hasn't been amazing. I have to look at that Bears game again to see when the Bears got their 21, but they scored 21 on them. It was 14 in the – or I'm sorry, no, the Bears scored 14 in the first half against the Lions, so it wasn't just garbage time touchdowns. Yeah, I kind of think the Ravens win comfortably, but, like, the Lions are not going to be impotent.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, not at all. I look, and you got the 2 great running backs, so
Yeah.
let's go, dude, for the Lions. I'm in, but just give me the 11.5. All right. Breaking news here. Bruce Pearl's retired as the coach of Auburn. That is a shocker.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Why?
Dude, I don't know if this is why, but there has been talk about him running for Senate.
I've heard that as well. Is that why?
Which would be funny if both Alabama senators were ex-Auburn coaches. Let me see. But yeah. That has been a rumor for a while.
Yeah, I think Nick Saban should run for Senate in Alabama, by the way. And
He'd win in 10 seconds.
He would win in 10 seconds, and then just be the same guy to the press that you've always been when you were. Not now that he's in the media, but be the same guy to the media you've always been. Just refuse to answer anybody's questions. And when you do, it's like dry one-word responses.
Selfishly, I actually like him on game day, so like I don't want to see him leave.
He's not going to get into politics.
Tuberville is running for governor now. So he will not be a senator anymore. And Bruce Pearl, as recently as September 9th, said he was leaning against a Senate run.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
If that slot's open up, you do that to throw people off so they don't start fundraising on you.
Yeah.
Already.
So
or running, i.e., like in independent expenditure stuff. Yeah. He's running. For sure, that's the only reason he would retire.
It is brought up in this article right now. It says it's certainly something that I have considered. Pearl's told reporter.
Yeah, but fucking Saban would never. Saban got out of college football his life because of money. You think he's gonna get into fucking American politics?
No, he's not.
Not one fucking prayer.
And I love him on TV, man. He's so fucking dry and smart.
I think
funny.
he should have a fucking reality show, and it's called Make Nick Saban Laugh.
Yeah. Just
and it's Kill Tony. And Nick Saban's the only person in the audience.
McAfee tries to break him all the time and is able to get him. The Saturday thing was pretty funny that he got him to break on. But, best of luck. I was unaware that he was at Auburn for 11 years. That's a long time. It feels like he just got there.
I know, right?
And he brought that team to prominence.
2
and
Final
now
Fours,
they're going to go. That's a big coach to replace there.
That's a huge blow to SEC basketball, to be honest.
Yes,
because Auburn was a fixture in the top 15, top 10.
They were fucking 1 last year.
Yeah,
1,
no,
2.
they're that program has always been incredible under Pearl, so that is a pretty big loss for Auburn sports, and his son is taking over.
Okay, so
for now
we'll switch back to NFL here. Let's talk about Indiana Jones down in at the Colts here, 3-0.
I feel like such
Danny
a pussy
Dimes,
for not betting that game.
Danny Dimes, so do I. I didn't bet that game either.
Yeah.
I stayed away.
I was like, I don't know.
Danny Dimes, dude,
took it minus 4.5. That was my most sure thing this week. Those motherfuckers are going to score. Three of their receivers are in the top 25 in receiving yards this year. 3 on the Indianapolis Colts. When do you think the last time that happened?
Peyton?
Luck,
maybe.
Peyton.
Maybe Luck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Luck didn't have a...
Peyton had better receivers.
He had better receivers.
He had Reggie Wayne. He had Harrison.
And the tight end.
And he had all the things there. But, if you're looking at this team, so you got Pittman... Tyler Warren.
Also, excuse me, Tyler Warren is also in the top 30.
Yeah.
So they have 2 receivers and a tight end. Tyler Warren, by the way, leading tight ends in receiving. No surprise there.
Yeah.
The only surprise is Brock Bowers doesn't have more so far, but the Raiders suck. But they have 2 receivers and Ty Warren in the top 25, and then another receiver in the top 30. They have 4. All of their starters are in the top 30 in receiving yards.
Jonathan Taylor also had another 100-yard game there.
Yeah.
This is a 3-0 football team.
I love it for Danny Dimes.
This is what happens in the NFL.
Is it New York, though? And
anybody that leaves the fucking Giants just goes and has the best year of their fucking career immediately. Fucking Saquon set the record.
I know.
I guess he didn't. They kept him out.
They kept him out.
But he would have definitely set the record.
This is the thing. That's how you know that there's only like 4 or 5 elite quarterbacks in the NFL, because Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. Apparently, we'll see how the season shakes out. But he was on a dog. Like most of these quarterbacks, even most of the top tier quarterbacks, like Jalen Hurts, completely ruinable.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If the Eagles don't build that team around him, he's out. If he was on the Browns or the Giants, he doesn't.
Right.
He's not
but
a starter.
Look, you might like Baker Mayfield, right?
Yes.
Horrible situation. Finally gets in a good situation. Legit guy. Daniel Jones, maybe he's that guy too. But the only people for sure can go anywhere and win are basically Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. I can't even say that about Mahomes, though I believe that about Mahomes.
You can't say it about Burrow.
Well,
if he had an offensive line and just replacement level everywhere else, he could still win.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. But without an offensive line, it's going to be tough. I mean, he can't even stay in the game.
Yeah, but like his coaching and his organization that he's in, like most people wouldn't even be able to sniff success in that situation.
No. You know who's leading the league in passing yards right now?
Who?
Just take a wild guess.
Shit. I don't have one. Like I because my quarterback's not doing well.
No. I mean, and he's not going to. Kirk Cousins will be starting there soon, I think.
No.
Yeah.
They brought him in, and he looked shitty too. So I don't.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Herbert.
That actually makes sense. Every week he's been bombing.
They've finally got it figured out there, which is to Bob's point, just good coaching because Harbaugh is not a high-powered bomber offense guy. He's a run guy. And still, you put a competent offense on the field with a talent like Justin Herbert, and he's going to produce for you.
The only problem is,
who's
did you watch the game yesterday?
Yeah.
Najee Harris looks like he's torn Achilles.
He does have a torn Achilles.
Yeah. Oh, he does?
I believe so.
But they still have Omarion Hampton.
I love that kid, by the way.
He's really good. And then guess who's number 2 passing yards?
Is it DJ?
Is it Aaron Rodgers? Who is it?
No, it's Geno.
Stop it.
Another guy who is a good quarterback who has a great coach now.
Yep.
That's how fucking quickly that shit can turn around.
Over the weekend.
They did.
Who was the backup for? Oh, it was Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota slung it.
Yeah, and then Daniel Jones is third, obviously.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, so it's that shows you this whole thing. People use this phrase "system quarterback." Like 99.9% of all quarterbacks aren't system quarterbacks.
Right.
Of course they fucking are. You idiot.
Yeah.
I just hate
they're
that
calling
phrase.
him Indiana Jones. They're 3-0.
It's a great nickname. You can't lose with that nickname.
Dude, I don't know who did it, but it's awesome.
Well, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys used to say Indianapolis Jones all the time, just because it's part of his character to be an idiot. But that Indianapolis Jones would be a pretty good.
I like that too.
name.
Yeah.
He should actually trademark that.
Yeah, I'm dude, because I lost Burrow. He was my fantasy quarterback, so he's out for the year. My backup is Jordan Love. He had a fucking shit game. Luckily, I drafted Quinshon Judkins here. God, he's fucking annihilating people. And the Browns beat the Packers. That was my worst loss of the weekend, by the way. I was rolling, and then that fucked up every single parlay teaser, everything that I had.
I took Browns plus 7.5.
I did not.
There was no way that the Packers were beating them by fucking over a touchdown.
Do you know the weird thing is with all the teasers too? It was a half a point.
Yeah.
All the Packers had to do
was win,
and I had them in a money line bet.
I would have not. Yeah, I wouldn't have necessarily not liked the straight up line too because the Browns defense is so good that you never know when they're going to muck it up. But I was like, the Packers will win.
Yeah.
That's why I had them at.
Yeah.
They couldn't even do that.
I would not have taken the Browns money line. I agree with that. Yeah. But at 7.5, that's easy. With a defense that good and the average margin of victory is what it is in the NFL, they're not going to fucking lose by 10 points.
It was 10-0 Packers going into the fourth quarter, and then the Browns scored 13. And another blocked kick, and then boom, went down at the end. Homeboy dropped a 55-yarder at the buzzer, and that was it. I had already counted those tickets as wins, so I was like. Cool, man. What am I doing in the night game? I was talking to Benny, our partner in the ticketing company. I was talking to Benny, and I was like, man, we are going to win a lot of fucking money. And then I flipped over on that quad, and I was like, wait a minute. Are the Browns kicking a 55-yarder to win this game? And then, it fucked everything up. Because I was off yesterday, and I just watched all these football games. Vikings, Bengals, look, told you not to bet this shit because it's two backup quarterbacks going at it.
Yeah.
This was a very strange game because it was all like defensive, like weird touchdowns in this one.
One Vikings player had, I forget who it was, had 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, so if you had the Minnesota defense, you probably won in fantasy.
They scored. My opponent this week, the week's not over. Technically, we've got guys playing today, but there's no way I'm going to win because Minnesota's defense got 34 points.
That's what I heard, yeah.
And it's like there's nothing I can do about that.
No.
The game is over at this point.
No.
Mariota started for the Skins. And they didn't really need him that much. They just ran the ball a lot.
They kind of just ran out the clock the entire game.
They scored 41
bizarre.
points, though.
I know, but it was all like kickoffs and
they did
shit.
have a return touchdown.
Yeah, they had a return touchdown. Didn't they have wasn't a pick six? What was it? Was it a fumble return? Something.
But yeah, that was another weird one. 2 backup quarterbacks, all that other shits. The other weird one too is Aaron Rodgers, man. He's 2-1 now. At New England, that's not an easy place to play.
He's on pace for 40 touchdowns this year.
So shits.
And 17 interceptions, which is high for him. But you'll
take 40-17.
Yeah, 40-17. You take that every day.
For fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's a top 10. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now with those numbers.
If he can stay healthy, it's another fucking playoff team for the Steelers again, man.
Yeah.
I didn't bet it, but and then the Rams Eagles. Holy shit. So it was 26-7, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
And then they just stormed all the way back.
Yeah.
What's going on with the offensive coordinator up there? Because the first half, they wouldn't let Hurts throw the ball at all. And then the second half, they were like, fuck it. We're down by 80.
Yeah,
Let's just
they
go.
had to throw.
I think it's weird, isn't it? I think at this point,
they have great receivers.
Yeah, at this point in his trajectory, I kind of trust Jalen Hurts with the ball. Mm-hmm. He's going to decide when to throw and run, and you call as many dynamic plays as you can for that guy. Because he's over that shit where, this happens to a lot of guys that are mobile, even ones that didn't run in college, like fucking, and what's his nuts? Ohio State.
Fields.
Chicago, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Didn't run in college.
No.
Had to in Chicago.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts the first couple of years kind of had to a little bit, but he also had that bad instinct to feel the pocket start to collapse and just take off no matter what. Sometimes the pocket collapsing means that somebody's getting open somewhere also, right? And they can catch the ball and run farther than you can. I trust his decision-making at this point.
And you should at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let him do shits.
And maybe part of this was scripted. Maybe they. I mean, look, you don't want to get down 16 to fucking 0, obviously, or whatever it was.
26-7.
26-7. Yeah.
No.
You don't want to get down like that. But going down early when you've got an offense like they have is not the worst thing in the world. Like it's overcomable for the most part, especially when you can run the ball the way they can because you can take the clock back from somebody. But just if I'm the OC of that Eagles team,
apparently all the fans want him fired.
I let Jalen Hurts, like I'm not letting him call plays or anything, but I'm giving him the most opportunity, him personally the most opportunity on every single play.
Well, the way I looked at it, because I watched most of this because I had a lot of money on it on the Eagles, and I watched most of this, and if you're down that much, 26-7, my thought was, and I was just talking out loud because my kids were outside playing and it was just being by myself. I'm like, why not just unleash him and see what happens? What's the worst? You're already down 26-7.
Right. Your receivers are nuts, and there's still the threat of the run.
Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown,
Yeah.
I mean, Goddard. You got you got dudes.
All I really learned from this game is that both these teams are really fucking good. This might be the NFC Championship.
I was more impressed with the Rams, too, because they flew all the way across the country.
Yeah.
And they
had a chance to win.
Oh, they should have won.
They should have won the game.
Yeah.
They should have won the game twice. In 2 different ways, they should have won that game. Yes. I think the Rams are really, really good.
So do I. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me in this one is, they could sneak into the NFC Championship. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Next up, Buccaneers. Again, Baker Mayfield. This is the most exciting guy to watch in football. Fucking blocked kick, gets returned for a touchdown on a freak play. That puts them up by 1 point. And it was an easy kick. I don't know somebody just came up the middle there. Baker got the ball back with a minute and 50 seconds left. There was never a doubt that he was going to drive down the field and win the fucking game.
And they don't even have Godwin yet. He's doing this it's not like they're poor. They're doing it with Emeka Egbuka and fucking Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a first ballot Hall of Famer. But still,
Evans went out in this one. He's got a hamstring injury. Keep an eye on that because that could be weeks. Egbuka, though, with those catches, one-handed, going out of bounds, all that other shit. Man, with Godwin back, fuck.
This team is only Godwin will be back within the next 3 weeks sometime.
How long is Mike Evans going to be out for?
With a hammy, they probably sit him for 2 weeks. That's what I would do.
I don't know. I don't know how severe it was.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's
low grade.
Yeah, even with low grade, I sit him for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because you don't need it.
And he's going to undergo an MRI.
They're in the NFC South.
Oh yeah,
you don't need it.
You don't.
You can win 10 games and win this fucking division.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who cares?
They've got a pretty brutal stretch coming up, but they won all the games they needed to win to start the season because they go Eagles at Seahawks, 49ers at Lions,
and they're 3-0. So you're good. You're going to win the division.
No one's touching them in that division.
Yeah. No, that is the worst division of football.
I guess the only thing you want is you want to try to get a good seed and not have to go play in Philadelphia or Green Bay in the in January.
Yeah,
but
which matters.
It does a ton. Yeah,
matters a lot. So yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. Yeah, Falcons, Panthers. That's the game that's non-existent. Look, I told you this. I screamed about it on the fucking draft show. Penix is awful. He's not the answer. Just blow up this franchise, man. I hate the owner so much. You're not a white savior. The DEI hires across the board and all this other shit. And by the way, I'm not just saying this as like a flippant thing. That was literally the statement the Falcons released when they hired the GM and the coach the next day. The Atlanta Falcons organization believes in equity, diversity, whatever the fuck that DEI stands for. And I'm like, dude, that can't be your answer. That cannot be your answer here. And you lose 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers, for Christ's sakes, who... Is there a worse team in the league than them?
Maybe the Jets,
the Falcons.
I don't know.
Maybe I know. The Jets
no, the Saints. The Saints are the worst team in the league.
Jets almost won that fucking game. For Christ's
yeah, the
sakes.
Saints are the worst. Yeah,
Saints.
But the Panthers are top 3.
But
or
look at that
three.
division, man. You have the horrific Falcons, the horrific Panthers, and then the Saints.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
this might the entire division.
This might be the worst division ever.
Truly hilarious
in
too.
the history of football.
Seriously, yeah.
It's in the Southeast is the funniest part.
That's the weirdest part.
It's the biggest hotbed of talent.
Yeah, it's where everybody comes from, unless you're a fucking offensive lineman or a tight end.
Yeah,
it's nuts, man.
I mean, it's not Texas.
No.
So you don't have quarterback U there or anything.
Dude, actually, fuck it. Throw Texas in there because the teams in Texas are ass too.
Oh,
yeah.
It's terrible. I watched that. I had money on that Jaguars game only because a listener was talking shit. I was not going to bet it. I bet it against him. He was like, man, you need to put some respect on the Jags here. I watched that entire fucking game in a quad. They're so bad that it's mind-altering. Both of these teams, I forget how many total turnovers back and forth. At one stretch, it was 4 in a row, 2 on each side. I'd love to see their team statistics.
Yeah, it's called
here.
a defensive battle.
It was nuts. I mean, one of them just fumbled the ball. It was like Nico Collins. He just got hit after a 30-yard catch, and he just fumbled the ball. Lawrence had bad interceptions. Stroud had bad interceptions. I mean, listen to these numbers out of these guys. Lawrence, 20 for 40 in the NFL with an interception. Stroud, 25 of 38 with 2 interceptions there. I mean,
Dude,
I don't know
Texans
how.
have just fallen off a cliff.
I don't understand. And Stroud has regressed so bad that I don't know what it is. Partying, I guess.
Because he's got dudes to throw to.
The team is stacked.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
I mean, now they're 0-3. They're tied for last place in that division, and the Colts look like a fucking wagon. And it doesn't. By the way, the Texans, they get the Titans this week, so that'll be fine. But like at Ravens, at Seahawks, 49ers, Broncos are their next games after that. Like they're in a fucking hole.
They're not making the playoffs.
I don't think they are either.
No,
they
not making the playoffs.
No, but they probably weren't anyways because there's not a great shot that 2 teams were going to make it from the AFC South.
But they were the favorite overwhelmingly.
They were,
yeah.
but the Colts are actually good. The Colts are winning that division. So, and there's not 2 teams from the AFC South are not making it.
No,
which is wild to say.
But
the Colts.
Yeah.
Because Danny Dimes wasn't even the starter. It was Richardson initially, and then they benched him and put Dimes in there. So yeah, or Indiana Jones, excuse me.
I don't know how the Texans make the playoffs at this point.
Broncos Chargers was up next. Called this one down to the exact half point. This was great, and won all the things on this.
I took the under on this one
Saints
because
are losers.
Of course, I took the under on this. Right?
Yeah.
These 2 teams, they were never going to score more than 45 points.
Herbert still had another 300 yards in this one. That fucking injury, though, man, to Najee Harris is going to suck. They've got to – because they had a great combo going on there, and now they got to figure it out or grab somebody else.
But, no, they still have what's the other guy?
Marion Hanson's there, but now he's going to be carrying the load here for the rest of the year.
They have Hassan Haskins from Michigan from a couple years ago.
Okay.
He's decent.
I trust Harbaugh to get all the juice that he squeezes out of a running back.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a guy that played for him at Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he knows him.
Let's see who else. Cowboys. God, man, they're 1-2. I mean, this is an awful football team. Did you watch that game?
Yeah.
It was awful.
Even that is better than they are. 1-2 is better than they are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They should be 0 and some number that doesn't exist.
They made Russell Wilson. This is the worst defense in the NFL. Like, just take overs on every Cowboys game. Yeah, like, I mean, they made Russell Wilson look like a god last week.
I know.
And then Caleb Williams looked pretty fucking great against their defense, too.
4 touchdowns.
My guy Luther finally got the ball thrown to him. Fucking took 3 weeks, but...
Yeah, it's like, did they forget they drafted him, or what the fuck happened there?
I don't know.
Next up is Cardinals 49ers. Said not to bet this one. I had no idea. It was a 16-15 game.
Yeah. By the way, Christian McCaffrey, I think, is 3rd in the league in receiving yards.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it makes, I mean, Ricky Pearsall had a good week this week, but the 49ers receivers have been, well, Ayuk's out.
Everybody's out.
Yeah, so it's like they've had a rough time.
I think Jennings ended up sitting out too, right?
Juwan Jennings is out,
Jennings
and then
out.
Kittle's on the IR right now.
And then breaking news during this show, Bosa has a torn ACL. He's out for the season.
Bosa does?
Whoa.
Nick Bosa,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Damn, dude,
Shit.
that motherfucker.
Are you kidding?
Nope, yeah, that happened during the show.
Oh, God, that sucks.
Man, that he's shit.
Just
let
an
me see
injury
that,
plague.
dude.
Fucking
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Yeah.
So the Niners, the Niners have had so many fucking injuries over there.
You know what, though?
Torn ACL for Bosa.
They're a sneaky team that could... I don't know if they're going to beat the Rams in this division, but they might be a playoff team. They have a real soft schedule, to be honest.
The other one who got hurt in that game was CeeDee Lamb. So they're saying, this is breaking news as well, that he's going to be out against that Packers for the Sunday night game.
There's no line big enough for that game.
Has it?
CeeDee Lamb, now he'll play. He said yesterday he was going to
No,
play.
he's out. This is right now. It's breaking news.
I guess they just don't care about winning.
I
Right? I mean, you shouldn't. If you're a Dallas, you should be trying to keep as many people healthy as possible right now, and then finding a way to get Dak the fuck out of your organization.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do down there. All these moves have been strange, and this certainly feels like, I don't know how the extent of CeeDee Lamb's injury. It looked like a high ankle sprain when I was watching it on TV, but
That's what the notification I just saw. Just
Really?
said. High ankle
Look at
sprain,
me.
3 to 4 weeks.
look at me, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought that injury was as soon as he went down, and it's a terrible team. Can we bet this? Is that spread up for next Sunday night
I
already?
think so. They're usually out pretty quick.
God, I'd love to have it right now. And then the Chiefs. Look, I chased after that fucking Packers loss. I chased very, very bad. I don't do this very often. I bet a grand. You guys saw it in Drinkin Bros Sports on the Chiefs. It was -6, and I was like, dude, if you can't beat the Giants by -6, you have some fucking problems. Guess what? They still had some fucking problems. It was 22-9, and the Chiefs looked ugly.
Yeah,
dude.
The Chiefs are not good.
They're 1-2, and this was not a good game. Same problems over and over and over again for these guys.
I mean,
they don't have any running backs.
Well, they don't have any receivers right now either. They're,
No,
they're
he
missing.
was throwing to a guy named Thornton.
Yeah,
Who I don't even know who that is.
great receiver at Baylor.
Oh, he made some impossible catches last night. I'd personally never heard of the guy,
Yeah.
but if that's where we're going now, like, holy shit.
He was really good at Baylor. Yeah, they're missing Rashee Rice. They're missing Xavier Worthy. Like, I think is Hollywood Brown out too? I don't know.
He
if
played.
Hollywood-
He
did.
caught 4 balls.
But either way, like there's no one. Again, it's just Mahomes and I guess Kelsey.
But even Kelsey's 26 yards.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked great. Looks older.
There's no-
Well, I
unfortunately.
mean, who is
He's
it?
aging.
Yeah.
Who isn't that doesn't look great? Because I don't think Mahomes looks great either. Mahomes has
He was 22 of 37 in this game.
his average per attempt has gone down precipitously every year since 2022. It went from 8.1 to 7 to 6.8, and this year so far it's 6.4.
Yep.
And that's part of that. There's a lot of things that can contribute to that. Offensive line not giving you time to throw the ball deeper, not having receivers who can get deep, not having receivers who can yak.
Yep.
Right. There's a bunch of reasons.
He hasn't had any receivers since then. Once Tyreek Hill left, who
But
was the dude?
But this tells you that it's time for a change.
I agree.
It's like maybe this is a crazy thing to say considering they just tried to go for a three-peat last year, but maybe it's time for Andy Reid to move on to something new and for them to redesign the offense and stuff like that as players, or maybe it's just time for Andy himself to redesign it. Because as players, as you mentioned, get older, cycle in and out, you have to do different shit to win now. Like, I think that Mahomes is at that stage in his career because there's a lot of mileage on him. We think of him as still a young man, but he's played so much in the playoffs. He's played a full extra season at least in the playoffs, right? And we saw what that's done to other players, not just in the NFL, but in other sports.
No, he's played 21 playoff games.
Yeah, so
Jesus Christ.
So like a season and a half in addition,
yeah.
which is not just the season and a half itself, but also the time you don't get recovering. You know what I mean? so he's at that point in his career that a lot of quarterbacks end up in, which is like, I need more help now. We can't just get away with me and a bunch of no-name receivers anymore to win.
I think it's two things. I think they've never had running backs ever.
The first 2 years, Kareem Hunt was fucking.
He was good, but now he's back on this team.
Yeah,
he's
I mean
older.
that's not the same guy.
Pacheco is a little dude. He's fun in bursts, but so when you can't really run the ball, and then the receivers, Tyquan Thornton was leading. Juju Smith-Schuster, I was unaware he was still playing.
I mean, he's a shell of his former self, obviously.
Hollywood Brown, shell of his former self.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is retiring after the season.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, I mean, but the best case scenario, in my opinion, for Kansas City is that they fucking suck this year, and they take a really good receiver in the teens, and then take a really good fucking running back somewhere in the mid 30s or mid to late mid 30s to mid 40s, like. Draft pick wise,
they were there last year. Like there was a lot of great running backs last year, and they didn't take anybody in the second rounds.
They took an offensive tackle, Josh Simmons, who was really good.
He's great. He's great.
They needed
they needed it. Okay.
And they got some defensive guys as well. They took some wide receiver from Utah State in the 4th round, and then they took SMU's running back in the 7th.
Watching Cam Scatterbo last night was fun. I know it's a dog shit team, but like, man,
yeah, he's great.
If you put him somewhere else,
he'll play fucking 4 meaningless years in the Giants, and then he'll go have a career year somewhere, just like everybody else that's good that plays for the fucking Giants. I can't wait for Malik Neighbors to wherever he ends up going. After his 4th year in New York, because there's no way he's signing a 5th-year extension unless they offer him a gajillion dollars,
even
right?
Then,
so he goes to a competent team somewhere and just has like 35,000 yards in the first season. You know what I mean? That dude is so fucking good. He's doing it on the Giants.
Yeah,
I know.
He's an absolute freak.
He's doing it on the Giants now where, I mean, Saquon could do it because it's him running, right? But, like, as far as receivers go, they've gone to die in New York the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what he does.
And then some breaking news here in college. Alabama running back Jam Miller and defensive lineman Tim Keenan will play for the first time this season at Georgia. That is a big deal, dude. Jam Miller. Whew.
It's a huge game. It's a huge fucking game.
Wow.
I will say this for the expanded playoff. I like it. Every game is tense when it was BCS era or even 4-team CFP. But like now that like almost every game is just like of enormous importance. Like the way, especially in the SEC and the Big Ten, where just one game changes the entire trajectory of the season.
Jam Miller, though, that is a big fucking deal, dude. And even Tim Keenan. How did he get back so far? Oh, tightrope surgery. All right.
What the fuck is tightrope surgery?
Isn't that where they put the squirrel bone inside of you, dude?
I think that's...
and get you out there on your ankle?
Is it like make your dick bigger or something?
It should, but I believe it's that...
They just tie your ankle ligaments together or something?
Yeah, but isn't it like a squirrel bone, dude? It's like some little tiny squirrel bone
Some
like
fan
that?
at a brewery up in Dallas one time brought me a squirrel dick.
Oh, squirrel die, yeah.
Yeah, then he offered to kill somebody for us, I think.
I know, and I miss him to this day. I don't know what happened to him. But
he's probably in jail for murder.
I loved him. He was one of my faves. But yeah, Bosa's out for the year, and Gundy... by the way, it just said he's vowing to stay put, and that's great.
Yeah,
but that's going to be up to the university,
just
not
lost
you.
to Tulsa this weekend, so at home.
That's going to be up to the university, not you. And then more breaking news in college. Freeman says he won't take over the struggling defense for Notre Dame there. Don't know why. He's a good defensive guy.
He should probably do it before they play USC, because USC's offense looks real fucking good against Michigan State.
And we'll be talking about those spreads tomorrow in the college football show there. I am not going with Notre Dame in that one. So, yeah. Tune in for Drinkin' Bros Fake News. We'll be live here in about 10 minutes on Drinkin' Bros Podcast Patreon. In the meantime, rate this show a 5-star on Spotify. All the videos, every single video, will be on Spotify here for the sports show. So you can watch it over there. Quality is insane, 8K. Those guys are kicking ass. And then go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. And as always, bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. I'll be posting my bets in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook immediately after the show ends. For D'Anthony Hollaway, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap.